Welcome to Homeschool Moms Unfiltered. We are your messy, imperfect homeschool mom friends. I am your host, Megan, and my fantastic co-host is...
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Welcome. So just a quick reminder that we're keeping things light and a bit more brief for everyone's mental health during this hectic season of the year. But we will get back to both book club and full-length episodes in January after the holiday season.
Yeah. So today is a little bit of a different unfiltered bite than what we've been doing. We are going to talk about board games. Okay. So we are going to, we did discuss them some in our gift guide episode, but today we're going to do more of a lightning round style. So we're going to each give a favorite, and then we each get 60 seconds to name the game and explain why we think it's amazing. And then that's it, right? We'll see how it goes, right? Everyone knows we're both verbose, so we'll see how our 60-second timer works. But we've each got a timer to try to keep ourselves accountable. So are you ready? Are you ready for your lightning round board game business?
I'm so ready. Am I going first?
No, I'm going first, but okay. I just want to make sure. All right, here we go. All right. Well, my timer went off because I didn't touch my phone soon enough, technical issues. Lightning round suddenly got much more complicated. Hey. All right. So here goes. My favorite, I'm going to start with a super classic Scrabble to go. And I'm very specific about the to-go version. I know that some people like the original big cardboard board, but I love the little Scrabble to go, not the travel, the to go, because it comes in like a cloth thing and it zips up and it's super easy to travel with. Everything goes inside the little cloth, like a canvas bag kind of thing. But I just think it's great. It's perfect for all ages. If you end up having a night where it's just the grown-ups sitting around, you can play, but you can absolutely loop in your 8 or 9-year-old. You're working on vocabulary. You're working on spatial awareness. You're working on finger dexterity. I just think Scrabble is great. And especially with the to-go version, because they actually like snap in. So if you're playing with some younger kids or you've had a little bit to drink and things are getting a little crazy, like you don't have to worry about the tiles going anywhere. And yeah, I'm done. There you go. I think it's a great game.
Time's up, right?
Your turn.
I'll add math to Scrabble also because you got to count the points and it's double word score and all that stuff too, right? Okay. 1 minute, timer starting. My game is Rummy, which can also be called Rummy-O or Rummy Cub, depending on where you're from, but they're all pretty similar. So they're little tiles that kind of have like a mahjong vibe to them a little bit, but it's not like mahjong. So you have numbers 1 to 13 in different colors, yellow, blue, red, black, etc., right? And so you're creating sequencing and patterns. So you put down like 3 threes and they have to be different colors, or you put down 9, 10, 11, 12, all the same color, right? So there's different patterns and sequences that you create. Then once the game fills up the table a little bit more and multiple players have started putting their tiles down, you can start swapping things out and rearranging the tiles. So there's so much strategy involved. I mean, we get to the point where the turns are just endless because the kids are trying to figure out, like, they're like, I'm 2 moves away from making this happen and I know I can do it and I'm so close. And so there's so much strategy involved in all of it. Oh, there goes my timer. So buy Rummy. It's amazing. We'll link it in the thingamabobber down below.
We will. I will say I grew up playing Rummy, the card game, and the version that you call Rummy, we grew up calling Rummy Cube is what we called it. But yeah, we played both types when I was growing up for sure. And we still travel with a deck of cards and play Rummy when we're traveling.
Nice.
All right. That was not my 60 seconds. I'm starting my 60 seconds now. So my next one is Ticket to Ride New York. Okay. Now this is very specific. I'm not a big fan of actual Ticket to Ride because I feel like it can go on for too long. But Ticket to Ride New York is this condensed version. Every game takes between 20 and 30 minutes. So it's super easy to just sit down, play a game or two, have a nice time. We'll often do it kind of after dinner, or if we don't have a lot of time to do something else, but we want to have just a little bit of family bonding time. It's a great game for that. There's a lot of strategy involved, critical thinking and planning and things like that. But I just think it's a great, quick game that the whole family can enjoy. And then if you're at all into geography, you get some of that for New York City specifically. Mm-hmm. Look at that. I have 8 seconds to go.
I will say that I like that suggestion because we always find Ticket to Ride is super popular, and we always found it really boring when we tried to play it. So maybe the shorter condensed version is more our speed. So I like that. I'm going to take your suggestion and we'll give it another try.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Setting my timer, 1 minute. I'm going rogue because this isn't technically a board game. All you need is a deck of cards, but super convenient. I've always got a deck of cards in my purse. If we're at a restaurant or a doctor's office where we have a little space or whatever, we play Kings in a Corner. Okay. So Kings in a Corner is kind of like solitaire in the sense that you're sequencing cards and making chains of cards, but it's a group game, right? You can have 3, 4, 5 people playing. And so you've got cards out on the table. There's videos online. This is not going to be very specific because I have 28 seconds, but let's say there's cards out on the table and there's like a black 10, right? And in your hand, you have a red 9 and a black 8. You can start laying those cards down. And the goal is to get rid of all your cards, but you have to really analyze the board that's on the table and be looking for opportunities and thinking like, okay, if I put this here and then I move that there and then I shift this here, then I can put more cards down. And so there's a lot of strategy to it, but it's just like a really quick game. So we're going to link some fun themed decks of cards in the comments below. I'm out of time. I found one that was like Shakespearean insults, famous African Americans, and then a feminism deck of cards because we all need more feminism in our lives. So we'll link those down below if you want to try Kings in a Corner.
Yeah, those cards, those decks of cards, they're super, super fun. We'll have links for them. We always travel with a deck of cards as well. And oftentimes we end up like losing them or can't find them and we buy like generic ones. I would love some more fun ones. Those are fun. All right. So my 1 minute, here we go. Starting my timer. So Megan went rogue. So I'm going to go rogue. I'm going to go even more rogue and say that instead of a board game for family time, I really like puzzles. I like jigsaw puzzles. So personally, I prefer a 500-piece puzzle, maybe 1,000-piece puzzle. If you're like, you have a whole day, it's the holidays, maybe you're doing it as a family together. I will often do with my parents when we get together with them, we'll all be working on one puzzle. And at that point, we might be doing 1,000-piece. If you've got younger kiddos, you could do a smaller one. If you're looking at 500 to 1,000-piece puzzles, I think Barnes & Noble has the best puzzles. Go check them out. Like they sell, I've never had a puzzle from there that I didn't like. So top for that. If you've got younger kids, Paper Pie has these great 200 and 300-piece puzzles that they're easy to do. You can do them with your younger kiddo. You can do them together. It might take, 20 or 30 minutes as a family working on it together, but super great for those younger elementary age kiddos.
I like it.
That was my timer. I'm done.
Woohoo! Okay. All right. Starting my 1 minute timer. Okay. My next one is...
Who knew this could be so stressful?
I know, right? Okay, my next one is Mexican Train. I'm back to tiles. Rummy was tiles. Now I've got Mexican Train, also tiles. We recently bought a travel set for Mexican Train, which we love. We have it with us in Europe and we play it all the time. It's another thing about sequencing and patterns. Sequencing and patterns are huge in my family. We all enjoy it. I think too, if you're playing in a group that's mixed ages, I think that's probably part of the reason why we love this game is when my kids were younger, the age gap seemed a little bit bigger. From start to finish, my kids are only 3 years, 9 months. But when you have, a 4-year-old and an almost 8-year-old, that's a big difference, right? And so all of them could play Mexican Train because it was colors and numbers and sequencing. And so it was, pretty accessible to everybody. Sometimes the little guy got like an extra kick under the table if he needed a little help, but overall really accessible to just about everybody. And it's quick and easy to teach if you're playing with new friends. Out of my 60 seconds. Your turn.
All right. Let's see. Let me get back on my timer. Okay. Timer started. So I have this one. It's a bit of a strange one, but you can go read the reviews yourself. It's called Pandemic. It is a cooperative battle to save humanity. That's literally its tagline. So there is so much strategy and critical thinking. This is not for elementary age kiddos. This is a hard game. Okay, I'm going to put that out there. This is a crazy hard game. It's better the more people you have, but it also gets crazy hard the more people you have. But so much strategy and critical thinking and cooperative, working together. Just a great game if you've got teenagers and you're looking for something to do for some family time, but expect it to take a little while to learn all of the rules because it's a very complicated game, but fun.
I like a YouTube video.
I'm going to leave it there because I think I said everything I needed to.
You sold it. I like a YouTube video when games are complicated too. Like I like to be able to go on YouTube and like check the rules and have somebody explain it to me, which is always helpful if a game is complex too. Okay, so last one for me. I will set my timer. No cheating here. Okay. It's a little bit of a tougher game to find. I actually had a hard time finding the link for our notes, but I got it for you. It's called Icons, and it is a game of amazing, badass women throughout history, right? So there are women through historical figures who are grouped into different categories. There's like adventure, leadership, human rights, arts and entertainment. And it's a little bit of a game, kind of like memory, where you've got cards facing down, and then you'll draw a card and you'll be like, oh, my category is human rights. I think I saw so-and-so who's human rights over there, right? Might be like Mother Teresa or something, right? And you flip over the card and then you match them up. And when you do that, you get a little coin that has that person's picture on it. And so it's just a great way to explore women. Some are more current, some go way back in history, and like dig in and learn a little bit more about them. And I would not limit this game only to if you have female children or female identifying children, because all genders should be feminists and all fight for equality as complete badasses. So come join us and play Icons.
Absolutely. I had not heard of that, but it sounds kind of like, not exactly, but kind of like Her Story. Her Story? Oh, yeah. That's a board game that's like, instead of history, it's Her Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so there we go. There was our lightning round board games. That about wraps up our Unfiltered Bite for this week or today. However, we do want to remind you that our Patreon memberships are on sale through January 4th, 2025. In case you're listening to this later, you can get 50% off your first month. Just use code BITE50. That's BITE 50 at checkout for that 50% off for just your first month of your membership. There's a link in our description. It will help you find the Patreon if you need help finding it. It'll also go into descriptions of the benefits at the various levels and all jazz. But we would love to see you there.
Absolutely. So yeah, that wraps us up for the day. We would also love to invite you to our Facebook group called Homeschool Moms Unfiltered, and come share your favorite board games or share pictures of your family playing board games and start a conversation. We love building community on Facebook as well. So we hope to see you there. And in the meantime, happy homeschooling.
Yeah, have a great one.